Many people have difficulty hitting the ball onto the green the right distance out of the trap. They can get it on the green, but they can't get it the right distance. I'm going to give you a methodology that's going to help you develop and improve your touch almost immediately. What we want to do is section off our distances into 3 sections. A pin placement that is close to us, that's 5 to 10 yards. A pin placement that is medium distance from us, that's 10 to 20 yards. And a pin placement that's a far distance from us, that's 20 to 30 yards.
For example, the orange flag is in the close zone from 5 to 10 yards. The blue flag is in the medium zone from 10 to 20 yards. And the yellow flag is in the long zone from 20 to 30 yards.
We want to be able to do slightly different things to get the ball to end up in these zones or these distances. And how we're going to do that is simply this. For the shorter distance, the pin that's close, 5 to 10 yards, from our normal setup, which is a 1 o'clock dialing of the club face, centered down, turn the feet, and swing a nice even and full swing, that'll put the ball pretty much in the middle pin placement. What we're going to do is we're going to dial the club face further open, and we're not going to follow through as hard. We're still going to take the club back to a pretty full backswing, let our wrist hinge so we can get club head speed, but we're not going to follow through as far. The club face being more open and the less follow through is going to stop the ball, keep it in that first third distance from 5 to 10 yards. It's going to look like this. So I'm going to dial the club open, go down center on the ball, turn the feet open. I'm going to swing back, let the wrist hinge, and follow through a little shorter. And that ball just went out of the bunker a little bit, about 5 to 10 yards, kept it in the first third of the distance. Now the mid distance is just our normal position. We're going to dial the club face open to 1 o'clock position, tilt over, turn our feet a little bit, take our backswing and follow through in a normal follow through. We're going to use our body turn, staying on our left side. Now in all these shots we want to aim to lead the leading edge of the club to miss the ball by about an inch, making sure that edge goes under the ball. And the way that we're going to do that for sure is to stay on our left side and get the club coming down steeply, not try to scoop or lift the ball up in the air. Okay, so let's hit a mid distance. This is from 10 to 20 yards, a pin that might be in the middle of the green from where you are on the trap. I'm going to have the club at a 1 o'clock position, go down, swing it back, follow through a medium distance, and that ball went about 15 yards. And that'll be at a mid pin placement on the green. Now to hit the ball to a back pin placement on the green, say 20, 25 yards, what we want to do is we're going to adjust a little bit by taking the club, not dialing it quite as open, still a little bit open, because we still want to have some of that bounce edge, back edge exposed down so it'll skip off the sand. But we're going to lean the shaft a little bit forward and close the club face to just a slight bit open. And this is going to help drive the ball out a little bit farther and make it get to that back pin placement. So what I'm going to do is follow through a little more significantly on this one. Same back swing, same setup, and I'm going to follow through. So that stronger follow through and the position of the shaft and the club face trajected the ball out lower and farther, and that got to the back pin placement. So let me recap. For the close pin placements, dial the club face open, don't follow through as hard. For the mid placements, 1 o'clock position, basic full swing. And for the longer pin placements, club face a little more closed, closer to square, shaft forward, body accelerates, harder to drive the ball all the way to the back of the green. If you have a very long pin placement, most of you need to use a pitching wedge or a 9-iron. Same thing, you want to hit behind the ball, have the club slightly open, but the ball will come out lower and roll all the way back to that back pin placement. With a little bit of practice here, you're going to be able to get the ball close to those pin placements simply by adjusting your setup and the way that you follow through. It's going to be a lot easier than trying to swing different speeds. You can swing basically the same backswing for every shot. That helps you develop more consistency.
Here are a few additional thoughts on some extreme situations that you might find in the sand trap.
The question is often asked which club to use in the sand. Generally, I'll use a 56-degree sand wedge to hit most of the intermediate shots. However, if the pin is cut very close to the edge of the green or I'm hitting into a downslope, I may use a 60-degree wedge. Because it has more loft, I can swing a little harder hit the ball a little higher, it'll stop quicker, so it may be an easier club to get close on the close pin placements. Also, if the pin is significantly back on the green, say 25 or 30 yards, I may use a pitching wedge or even a 9-iron, still perform the technique the same by opening the face and hitting sight behind it and following through, but the ball will traject out lower and it's not going to have quite as much spin, it's going to roll out a little bit more, so it's going to help you get the ball back to that pin placement. So generally use your 56-degree wedge in the trap. For the short, tight pin placements, the 60 may get the ball up quicker and stop it quicker, help you get it closer. And for the long ones, a pitching wedge or a 9-iron will get the ball to go out farther without quite as hard of a swing, not taking such a risk to hit a bad shot. You'll be able to get the ball to run back to the pin more easily. This should help you get the ball closer to the hole in situations where the pin is tight to the bunker or when the pin is all the way on the back of the green.